Hey. So recently, there was a bit of controversy or drama or whatever at the Warlord GT. And I sort of explained what it was that it was all about. There is a way that you can automatically win if you have meeting engagement, that is the old style first wave, with an army that's got forward deployment. So if you've got meeting engagement with infiltration, and especially if you have um, quarters deployment, that means that you can automatically win a game. And I'll show you how. This is all by the rules as written. I'm not saying this is illegal or it's a bad play or not. Some people think that this is cheating. It is not. It may be unsportsmanlike. I don't care. It's something that is possible to do, and therefore I am showing it to you on this channel. Now, I'm also saying that TO should find a way to limit or not have this happen. So, right. Let me show you. I'll take you to the table. And I'm sorry in advance, it's a bit messy because I'm setting up for a big medieval game I'm running this weekend. So, the build is as follows. You have 12 units of Soviet scouts, 5-man units. Is this possible to do? Yeah, you can do it. 3 rifle platoons, 4 Soviet scouts in each. And then you just fill it out with, dog teams or what have you. So, here we have the deployment zone. I've marked it down. There's a yellow dice there. There's a yellow dice there. So what you do is you place your men so that the enemy cannot move onto the table. And you can stay like almost 2 inches from the edge. You don't have to go all the way up to the edge. You can stay almost 2 inches from the edge because the enemy is not allowed to pass within 1 inch of you. So as long as you make sure that he cannot physically go within 1 inch of you, that is perfectly fine. And then you place your men in what is called a conga line. So making sure that they take up as much space as possible. Then you take the next unit, and here, between units, you can make even more space, almost 3 inches, because again, they cannot go within 1 inch of you. So you can go almost down here. Place your next unit. Like that. Okay. Now we need a unit to go and take up the corner space here. Let's see. So almost 3 inches. Yeah. Like that. And at this point, can he actually place anyone here? Yeah, no, he cannot. Look at that. He can place 1 model in this corner. We don't care about 1 model. That'll be an officer. So we place our next unit down here. Again, taking up as much space as humanly possible. I'll remove some of these guys because I'm going to need the table here. Right, so at this point, 3 units are down. I'm taking the 4th unit, again making sure that I have less than 3 inches between the units so that he cannot move onto the table without moving within 1 inch of my unit, which he cannot do, legally cannot do. I'm almost all the way down here, but I'll continue putting down units, again making sure 3 inches, a little less than 2 inches along the edge. So that blocks that off, and I think we need 1 more just to make sure here at the end. Again, I can do 3 inches, and actually, we'll continue a little bit along the way. So with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5 forward deploying unit, I've blocked off the whole quarters deployment. He cannot now enter the table. It is not physically possible. But this is even worse if you've got long edge, because if you got that much units left, you can still deploy so that, so you can still block off the whole of the long edge. Let me show you, because I'll just remove those, because this second one is at 12 inches from that edge, which is the normal deployment zone. Right now, he cannot legally move into the table on any point halfway up here, right? So we just continue with our forward deploying Soviet scouts. Again, 3 inches, a little less than 3 inches, and 1 inch, less than 1 inch apart. And we take the next unit, again, a little less than 3 inches, 1 inch apart. I'm not being particularly accurate because I have plenty of units to do this with. Taking one more unit, going down towards the corner here, at less than 3 inches, like that. Sorry, I've got a bunch of papers lying in my window here. Such a mess. Anywho, and then one more unit here, one more unit of Soviet scouts, a little less than 3 inches. There we go. And that's it. So I didn't even need 12 units. I just needed 9. 9 units of Soviet scouts is enough to block off the whole of the enemy's back line. He can now not move onto the table legally. The only thing he can do is to put stuff in outflank. That is the only move he can make. Legally, the only move he can make. And since he has to declare outflankers before you put down your infiltrators, if he does not declare outflank, you can legally block him off and stop him from moving onto the table. That is how you do that move. That is the move. Now, is this fair? No, maybe not. Is this like a good tactics? No, it's not. It's not. You're basically making sure that the enemy can't play the game, but it's absolutely legal. Now, what is my recommendation? My recommendation is that TOs should disallow any sort of infiltration 12 inches from deployment zone edges. Not just in deployment zones, but 12 inches from deployment zone edges. Why? Because that pushes back the forward deployment madness. It pushes it back from here until there, right? Which means that you can actually move on to the table. You can start the game. But as it is, this is completely blocked off. No legal way to enter this table. Do you think anyone thought of that when they made this game? I don't think so. Anywho, that's it. Cheers.